All right, today we are diving into a really pivotal quarter for Bunge. This is our first real look at the company's performance since that massive Viterra acquisition closed. And trust me, these results tell us a whole lot about the future of this new agricultural giant. So let's just get right to it. The number one question on everyone's mind, now that Viterra is officially in the fold, did this mega deal actually deliver? Well, the numbers are in, and they have a story to tell.
First up, let's hit those headline numbers. With a merger this big, Wall Street was kind of all over the place with their expectations. It was a messy consensus, for sure. But through all that noise, Bunge's results sent a very, very clear signal. And here's the big one. The company posted adjusted earnings per share of $2.27. This was the key number everyone was watching, and it's a really solid figure that definitely got the market's attention. Now, that profit was built on a massive revenue number, $22.16 billion for the quarter. And that huge jump you see, well, that's Viterra making its presence felt on the top line right out of the gate. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. While the revenue picture was a little fuzzy, the earnings per share of $2.27 cleanly beat what the experts were expecting. It wasn't even close. This beat, right here, was the real story of the day, and it's exactly why the stock ticked up almost 2%. So where did that awesome earnings beat actually come from? Let's pop the hood and look at the different parts of the business. The whole promise of the Viterra deal was synergy, so let's see if the engine fired up.
And wow, this chart says it all. The answer is a resounding yes. Just look at the explosion in core profitability. Soybean processing EBIT, it jumped from $286 million to $478 million, and softseed processing, it more than doubled. This isn't just a good quarter. This is proof positive that the Viterra assets are already firing on all cylinders. All right, so with numbers like that, the big question becomes, can they keep it up? Let's take a look at what management is signaling about the road ahead. This quote from CEO Greg Heckman really nails the long-term story here. He's saying this deal isn't just about getting bigger, it's about getting smarter. It's like they've connected Viterra's eyes and ears on the ground directly to Bunge's global processing muscle. That's a huge advantage.
And you can see that confidence in their actions. First off, they held their full-year guidance steady, which is a big sign of strength in a choppy market. They're also pointing to a strong finish to the year for grain merchandising. And maybe most importantly, they confirmed the synergy timeline. The big payoff really starts to kick in 2026. Oh, and they also put their money where their mouth is, buying back over $500 million in stock.
Okay, so we've looked at the numbers, we've seen where the growth is coming from, and we've heard from management. It's time to put it all together and make the call. Here's our official rating on Bunge. Really, there are two ways to look at this stock right now. The bulls are saying, look, the execution is fantastic, the synergies are coming, this thing is a beast. But the bears are pointing at everything Bunge can't control, all the macro uncertainty around biofuel rules, trade policy, and just the risk that comes with swallowing a company as big as Viterra. So, where do we land? We are initiating our coverage with a market perform rating. And here's the thinking. This quarter was an absolute home run. It's the proof of concept everyone wanted to see for the Viterra deal. They're executing beautifully. But, and it's a big but, the world outside the company is just too messy right now. Those macro headwinds are what's holding us back from a more aggressive outperform rating.
So you might be thinking, okay, market perform, what am I supposed to do with that? Well, for anyone looking for an actionable idea, we think there's a really compelling way to play this.
The trade is a classic Paris trade. You go long on Bunge stock, and you short one of their main competitors, Archer Daniels Midland. What this does is pretty smart. It lets you bet specifically on Bunge's ability to execute on this merger, while kind of hedging out the noise affecting the entire sector. You're basically making a bet that Bunge's Viterra integration is going to help it outperform its peers, especially as things like biofuel policy get clearer in the next couple of years. And as always, a reminder, this is not financial advice.